I walked away from my husband hoping to chase freedom and fun this summer. Now, I sit with regret staring at unread messages and unanswered calls. He won't even acknowledge me anymore. It all began in late spring when the city finally thawed after a long winter, and everything outside our apartment window seemed vibrant and full of promise. My friends had been buzzing for weeks about this so-called hot girl summer. It was trending everywhere, feeds flooded with women taking solo vacations, diving into random hookups, glowing with confidence, claiming they were rediscovering themselves. Part of me got swept up in it. It sounded like liberation, like oxygen after being underwater for too long. I hadn't felt truly unburdened in years. Alex and I had been married for 3 years. We met back in college and our connection was easy, almost effortless. That comfort evolved into love, and before long, we found ourselves in a calm and familiar rhythm together. He was gentle, he showed up, always there. He never raised his voice, never stormed out during arguments. When I got sick, he brought me tea without being asked. When I forgot to fold the laundry, he quietly did it himself. But somewhere along the way, I began to question whether love was supposed to feel this safe. Wasn't it supposed to be wild and passionate? Wasn't it supposed to stir something inside you that made your heart race? I didn't know anymore. So when Olivia, my closest friend, invited me to spend the summer with her in Miami, I didn't wrestle with the decision as long as I probably should have. She told me I needed a reset, to breathe, to feel alive again. She painted pictures of sun-soaked beaches, endless parties, new adventures, fresh energy. She swore I'd return with clarity, maybe, even as a stronger version of myself. The night I told Alex I needed space, he didn't get angry. His expression held confusion, and something deeper that shattered me more than yelling ever could. I still remember his voice when he gently asked, "What does this mean for us?" And all I could say was, "I'm not sure." I told him I needed to find myself, that maybe I'd been living a version of my life that didn't even belong to me. He didn't fight me. He just looked at me for a long moment, nodded, got up, and walked into the other room. That night was the last time I ever laid next to him. Miami was everything Olivia promised and then some. The sun felt like it seeped through your skin and lit you from the inside. Nights bled into mornings filled with music, drinks, and strangers who made you feel important, even if only for a few hours. There was laughter that echoed down hotel hallways, kisses that didn't mean anything, and moments that made me feel both bold and beautiful. But something always tugged at me like a shadow, following too closely. I couldn't stop checking my phone. Part of me hoped Alex would reach out, that he'd say he missed me, that maybe he'd send a photo of our cat curled up on the windowsill, anything. Just a reminder that I hadn't completely lost him, but my screen stayed blank. At first I told myself he needed time, that he was giving me the space I had asked for. Eventually, though, the silence became a wound. I texted him, "How are you? I miss you. Can we talk?" No reply. A few days later, I sent a voice message. My voice cracked halfway through as I apologized, told him I didn't mean to hurt him, that I just needed to figure out who I was. Still, nothing. Late one night, I gave in and checked his social media. All our photos were gone. Not hidden, deleted, completely erased. Wedding, memories, anniversary trips, little moments we had captured and shared. It was like I had never existed. I broke down, sat on the hotel bed, sobbing for hours. Olivia kept trying to reassure me, saying I had made the right choice, that I shouldn't beg to go back. That time would heal everything. But deep down, I knew. I hadn't just made a mistake, I had destroyed something precious. Not just by leaving, but, by the way, I left. I ran without a conversation, without a real goodbye. I didn't offer him a chance to understand or respond. I simply vanished. I flew back without telling anyone. When I arrived at our apartment, my key still fit the lock. But inside, everything was different. Most of his things were missing. Drawers that once overflowed with his clothes were now hollow. The space felt unfamiliar, cold, and sterile even, though it was the height of summer. I dropped my suitcase on the floor and sat there, crying. A part of me had still believed he might be there, waiting. I tried again, texted, called, sent emails. One day, I even went to his office and sat across the street, watching the doors like some ghost, praying to see him walk out. He never did. Or maybe he did and decided not to acknowledge me. That possibility hurts more than anything. It's not the partying I regret, not the wild nights that now blur together. Not even the aching loneliness that hit me when the fun faded. What truly breaks me is realizing I threw away something real. Alex was steady. He was kind. He was my safe place. And I didn't see the value in that until I'd already lost it. I used to think love needed to be exciting all the time, but now I understand. Sometimes, love is the quiet things. The cup of tea when you're sick. The way someone remembers how you like your coffee. The silence that isn't uncomfortable. Now I see that love isn't always chaos. Sometimes it's calm, and it's irreplaceable, but I realized it too late. It's been over a month, still no word from him. No text, no call, no email. Every morning, I still reach for my phone. Still hope to see a notification. Just one little dot, one sign he's still thinking of me, but all I get is emptiness. And now I know, silence speaks volumes.